SEO is not dead, but SEO alone is incomplete. And if you're still treating SEO as your entire digital visibility strategy in 2026, you have a huge gap, a real one. And that gap is costing you customers you don't even know that you're losing. Today, I want to break down the difference between SEO and AEO, answer engine optimization, and why that distinction matters more than ever right now today, and what you actually need to be doing to stay visible in a world where AI is increasingly the first stop for people making the decisions for your ideal customers. To understand why SEO is incomplete, you have to understand what it was designed to do in the first place. Search engine optimization was built around one core goal: get your website to rank higher in search engine results. And the theory behind that was super simple. If you rank higher, more people see your link, more people click it, more people visit your website, and more people become leads and then customers. That model made a lot of sense for a very long time. The internet was primarily consumed through search. You had a question, you Googled it, you clicked a link, you visited a website, you read the page. The whole ecosystem was built on that specific flow of traffic. And so an entire industry grew up around gaming that system. Keyword research, technical optimization, backlink building, page speed, schema markup, all of it. It all pointed towards one exact goal: get to the top of the Google search results page. And I want to be very clear. A lot of that work still has value. I'm not saying throw it away. I'm saying it's not a complete picture anymore, because the way your customer finds information has fundamentally changed. Here's a concept that I call traffic illusion. It's one of the most important reframes that I want you to walk away with today. For years, traffic was the metric. Get people to your site, more sessions, more page views, more visitors, target those non-branded keywords. The assumption that traffic equals opportunity, that opportunity equals revenue. But something interesting has been happening across the industry, across industry after industry, really. I've talked to business owners and marketers who have decent traffic, maybe even growing traffic, and they've had that for years, but their conversion rates are falling flat. Their lead volume has become unpredictable. And meanwhile, a competitor who doesn't even have that much traffic seemed to pop up yesterday, and they're doing just fine. They're getting all your customers ultimately. Part of what's happening is that the nature of search itself has actually changed. Google started serving answers directly in the search result years ago, and you've seen them. Featured snippets, knowledge panels, people also ask boxes, zero-click searches, or if someone gets the answer without ever clicking on a link. That has been growing for years. It's been the natural direction. But AI today has accelerated this dramatically. When someone asks ChatGPT a question, they get an answer. They don't go to your website anymore. They don't read your blog posts. They get a synthesized response and they move on. Your traffic analytics don't even register that someone just made a decision relevant to your business because they never actually visited your website in the first place. Traffic is not the only right metric anymore. Visibility specifically, the right kind of visibility in the right places, is the metric, the core key metric we're fighting for. And those are very different things. So let's define our terms. What is answer engine optimization and how is it different from SEO? SEO is about optimizing for search engines, primarily Google because they've dominated the market, to rank your pages higher in their search results. The output is traffic. Somebody sees your link, clicks it. But AEO, on the other hand, is optimizing for answer engines, AI systems like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, Copilot, and so many more every single day. They need to understand your business. They need to understand your reviews, your expertise, how you're being cited. The output is not necessarily traffic, though. It's recommendation, it's citation. It's the AI saying your name. It's just a subtle but enormous difference. Because in the SEO world, you get traffic that you earn trust with. The person lands on your site, they read your content, they decide if they trust you. In an AEO world, however, quite different. The trust decision is already being made before the person even encounters you. The AI has effectively pre-qualified you as a credible authority source, or most importantly, it hasn't. And if it hasn't, you don't even get the chance to make your case. Think about the psychology of this for a second. If a customer asks an AI to recommend someone in your category and the AI names your competitor, they're probably going to contact that competitor. They're not going to fact check what the AI's recommendation is by doing additional research. They asked for a recommendation, they got one, they're moving forward. That's the stakes we're talking about. Let me walk you through something that I think is really important to understand about how specifically AI language models actually work, because it changes everything about where you should be investing your attention in and ultimately your money and your marketing budget. When you search on Google, Google is crawling the live web. It visits your website, it indexes your pages, it uses your current content to decide how to rank. This means that your website is central to the whole system. AI language models work quite differently. They're trained on enormous data sets of text. Think of it as a snapshot of a huge portion of the internet taken at a point in time. And that point in time keeps getting more rapid every single day as new advancements occur. Plus, it's then referencing books, articles, articles, other sources. And the model learned patterns, it learned facts, it learned associations, and most importantly, it learned who is considered credible and notable in various domains. And that knowledge is baked in. So when someone asks ChatGPT a question, the model is largely drawing on what it has learned during training, not necessarily your current website. The associations and patterns it absorbed from millions and millions of documents, including all the times you were and weren't mentioned in these credible sources. But again, eventually you will create the pages and you will be modeled, you'll be put into the AI system, but they're focusing on retrieval. And they're not just going to use only the web results to ultimately train that. For example, Perplexity is super heavy on that. ChatGPT recently had its browsing enabled as well too. And even in these cases, they're not just looking at the web results to understand if you should rank or not. They're looking for recent news coverage. They're looking for high authority publications, forum discussions from experts in your field and adjacent fields, podcast transcripts. All of that lives outside of your website. Your website can be perfect, it can be fast, it can be optimized, it can be beautifully structured, it can be designed for conversion, and it will still be nearly invisible to AI systems that are making these exact recommendations because the signals that they care about are external, third party, off-site. This is not just Reddit anymore. This is everywhere. And because so much of this is digital marketing investment has gone into the owned asset world, your website, but in this new AEO era, the borrowed asset, what people are going to say about you is equally or even more important. This is your reputation. This is your business that AIs are trying to get an understanding of. This is your industry. They need to figure that out and you have to be seen. You have to be noticed. If you're not, you're invisible. All right, so let's get into what actually works. What are the signals that make AI systems more likely to actually recognize you, trust you, and recommend you? The first one is third-party citation. This is the single most important signal. If other credible sources, news outlets, industry publication, established websites, respected voices in your field are referencing you by name and they're linking to your content, they're quoting your expertise, that creates a web of association that AI systems are actually going to absorb. The more this happens, the more the model understands that you are someone worth referencing. Think of this as like an academic citation. In academia specifically, your credibility is measured partly by how often other respected scholars cite your work. AI systems function with a very similar underlying logic. Who do trusted sources trust? The second signal is topical depth and consistency. AI systems develop a strong sense of who owns what topic, how much do they know about that topic, based on how thoroughly and consistently someone covers it on their website or off their website. If you have 10 pieces of shallow content on 10 different subjects and you don't own any of them, versus if you have 50 pieces of genuinely deep, useful content all around one specific expertise area, the model starts to actually associate you with that topic in a meaningful way. And the third signal we want to talk about is entity clarity. This is a technical point, but an important one. AI systems understand the world in terms of entities, named things, people, companies, places, concepts. The clearer and more consistent your identity as an entity across the web is, consistent name, consistent category, consistent location, consistent areas of expertise everywhere, the easier it is for AI to confidently reference you. Inconsistency creates ambiguity, and AI systems default to confidence, much like your ideal customer. If they're not sure who you are and why that you should or shouldn't be ranked, you're never going to be shown in the first place. The fourth signal is direct question and answer content. AI systems love content that directly and thoroughly answers the right questions, the questions your customers are asking. This is critical for a good user experience. If someone asks, what should I look for in a financial advisor? And you have a detailed, well-structured page that answers exactly that question, and also what you shouldn't look for in a financial advisor, what are red flags, then you have a shot at being referenced. If you have a page that talks around the topic without directly answering these ideal questions that the customers are asking, you don't have a chance at all. You're going to be invisible. Again, how do you be present in these conversations in your industry? You need to be having your name come up in these forums, in comments, in sections of major publications. You need to be cited by professionals in your community. This kind of ambient presence is part of the ecosystem that AI training absorbs. So what does this practically mean? What does it really mean in actual execution and real use cases? What do you actually have to change? I don't want you to walk away from this thinking you need to throw out your entire marketing approach. What I want you to do is I want you to add a layer. Think of SEO and AEO as complementary disciplines. SEO gets you found by people actively browsing. AEO gets you recommended by AI to people who never even visited a search engine. It's more about reputation management. For this AEO layer, here's what I want you to focus your energy on. Earned media is the new backlink. In the SEO world, backlinks were always the currency of authority, but now it's changed. In the AEO world, earned media mentions are the currency. Press releases, proper reputation management. You want a journalist to cite you. If you have to reach out to that journalist, then do it. You need to be in industry newsletters. You need to be everywhere. The modern backlinks that an AI system reads are exactly these types of links. This PR, this reputation management mindset is exactly where you need to have your head around. You need these third-party signals. Do something notable. Create a press release about it. This is the content that is most likely going to get surfaced when an AI asks a question, and create the right questions on your website. Understand who your customer is, understand what they're asking, and figure out how to put that in the right places on your site so that it's shown actively. So then whenever AI engines are searching across other sites to understand if you're valuable or not, they're going to see that, see you, and they're going to check your website and they're going to understand exactly why they should rank it, because you have absolutely blanketed your exact topic. You have the authority both externally and internally. So go make sure your business is also consistently represented across every place that your links are. Google Business Profile, Bing Places, Yelp, industry-specific directories, your LinkedIn profile company page. You want to be everywhere. Consistency is not glamorous, but it is critical. It absolutely matters. And test yourself regularly. Make it a weekly habit. Open up ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and log it. Understand and record who's being recommended if it's not you, and why they're being recommended, and even just ask the AIs why you're not being shown. They will tell you exactly what I just discussed today. I'm seeing so many good businesses with amazing products that genuinely deliver lose to competitors who are only better at being known than they actually are at doing the job itself. And that's always been true in some sense, but AI is making it more and more extreme and more immediate than ever. The AI doesn't know your work is better. It doesn't know why you have these happier clients. It doesn't know that you've been in business for 30 years and built something real. And frankly, it doesn't care. It only knows and cares about what it's actually learned. And what it's learned is shaped by who's been willing to show up in the places that matter. SEO got you here. AEO will get you to what comes next. If you want to go deeper on any of this, if you want to learn how to run your own AI visibility audit, if you want to know how to build an AEO first content strategy, what specific things to focus on for your business and your type, your industry, leave a comment, send me a message, or check what's in the description. This is a long game, but the people who start now will be the ones who are visible when it matters the most, to your customer. Drop a comment below, shoot me a message, or check the link in the description. As you know, we are always here to help.